What if I told you that there's only 5 static holds that you need to build bigger, stronger legs? These powerful positions target all the major muscle groups: quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, and calves, while sparing your joints and supercharging tendon health. So whether you lift weights, run, or just power through daily life, stronger legs will make everything easier. Let's dive into the 5 most effective isometric leg exercises and how they can transform your body. Stick around, the final hold rewires your calves and Achilles like a built-in spring upgrade. And at the end, I'll stitch them all into a 5-minute circuit you can run before your coffee even cools. Static tension keeps muscle fibers firing up to 6 times longer than a normal rep, flooding joints with synovial fluid and triggering collagen growth, exactly what we want for our pain-free, powerful legs. And what better way to build these pain-free, powerful legs than with the wall sit? Wall sits are one of the most effective holds for building leg strength and enhancing lower body endurance. Locking your thighs at 90 degrees hammers the quadriceps, hamstrings, and glutes and core without shearing the knees. Research in J Strength and Conditioning shows that 30 to 45 second wall sits elevate quad motor unit recruitment to levels comparable with heavy barbell squats. Can you believe that? Here's how you do it. Slide your back down the wall until your thighs are parallel to the ground, your knees are over the ankles. Press your spine into the wall, brace your core, and hold for 30 to 45 seconds. Perform 3 rounds of this. You can progress this by adding a weighted vest, which will definitely burn, or you can shift to single leg wall sits. Now, if firing your quadriceps feels this intense already, wait until you load your entire backside without even moving an inch. Think of this exercise as a frozen Romanian deadlift. By hinging forward with a flat back and gripping an immovable bar or heavy band, you lock the hamstrings, glutes, and lower back under continuous tension. A sports medicine review notes that isometric hip hinges can raise posterior chain tendon stiffness by 15 degrees in 4 weeks. That is huge for injury prevention. Here's how we're gonna do it. Stand hip width, hinge until your torso is about 30 degrees above parallel, grab a sturdy object and pull as if you're lifting but nothing moves. Hold for 20 to 45 seconds, and like with the wall sit, we're gonna hold this for 3 rounds. Cool, anterior chain check, posterior chain check, but life doesn't happen on 2 legs evenly. Let's see what 1 leg can do under freeze frame tension. And yes, this is about to burn way more than the wall sit. Our MVP from the anti-aging video comes back with a vengeance. We're gonna drop into a forward lunge and freeze force each leg to carry the load independently, correcting imbalances while torching quads, glutes, and hamstrings. Because this joint isn't moving, shear on the cartilage is minimal. That's why isometrics are so sick, yet stabilizers still work overtime to keep you upright. Step forward, lower yourself until both knees hit 90 degrees, back knee an inch off the floor. Hold for 30 seconds, switch legs, 3 rounds on each side. These single leg holds are important because they're going to expose any imbalances that you might have, something the wall sit hold isn't able to help with. Now you've mastered that split level control. Let's test our upward power without even taking a single step. Isn't this crazy? Instead of repping up and down, step onto a bench and freeze at the top. Knee and hip fully extended. This hold mimics locking out a stair climb and slams tension into our glutes and quads and calves, while your stance foot works balance receptors in the ankle. Here's how we do it. Step onto a knee-height platform, stand tall, squeeze the glute of the working leg, and hover the trailing foot. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds and then switch. Once again, 3 rounds. Now, if you did all 4 of these exercises, I know those quads, hams, and glutes are gonna be humming. So now let's bolt on the spring that powers every jump and sprint. That's right, we gotta get those lower legs. Time to hit those calves, baby. Rise, lock, and feel that burn migrate from calf belly to Achilles tendon. Rising onto the balls of your feet and pausing maximizes time under tension for the gastrocnemius and soleus, which is going to be absolutely critical for sprint speed and Achilles resistance. So performing this frequently is going to reduce any type of Achilles tendon injuries, which happens more often than you think. A JOSPT study linked strong static calf holds to a lower risk of tendonitis, yet another boon for isometrics. Stand hip width, lift heels, lock knees straight, and hold for 25 to 40 seconds. Now, I personally prefer to use a step for a deeper stretch, but it is totally up to you. 3 rounds and you're totally covered from hip to toe. Now, let's get into that workout program that I promised. 5 minutes, let's go. The first exercise is the wall sit. We're gonna hold this for 45 seconds. Once we finish that, we're gonna rest for 15 seconds and go into the next movement. And that's gonna be the case for each of these exercises. Hip hinge hold is going to be held for 40 seconds, 15-second rest time. Static lunge, 30 seconds per side for a total of a minute, 15-second rest time. Step up hold, 30 seconds per side for a total of a minute, 15-second rest time. Calf raise hold for 30 seconds. You're done. That was it, 5 minutes. If you're wondering what the frequency should be for this mini workout program, you can do this daily. I would recommend going 6 days a week and resting. Remember, the rest is where the growth happens, okay? We're not machines, we need to rest. So when we were recovering, our body is restructuring itself so that we can handle heavier, more demanding loads next time. One single science-backed exercise can push lower body strength up by 31% in only 8 weeks. And with one simple tweak, you can squeeze even more muscle building juice out of every rep. Today, I'll break down that move, show you the exact home protocol, and explain why adding a mid-rep isometric pause supercharges the already impressive study results. In a recent trial, untrained young men performed nothing but parallel squats, thighs level with the floor, 3 times a week for 8 weeks. They used a slow 4-second descent and a matching 4-second ascent. After the program, their 3-rep max leg strength jumped by roughly 31% and their quads thickened about 10%. Those numbers alone are eye-opening. To wring even more adaptation from each rep, we'll insert a 4-second hold at the bottom, turning every repetition into a 4-4-4 tempo. 4 seconds of eccentric, which is the down motion, 4 seconds of an isometric hold, which is a freeze at parallel, and 4 seconds concentric, which is going back up. That 12-second time under tension doesn't just load the quads longer. The pause forces additional motor unit recruitment, locks in joint angle specificity, which is great for sticking points, and spikes metabolic stress. 3 proven hypertrophy and strength growers. Here's how it looks. For our exercise, we want that slow tempo yielding squat all the way down to parallel depth. Second, we want to load about 40% of your estimated 1 rep max, a weight you could move 30 to 40 times before failure. You can use a dumbbell, a sandbag, or a book stuffed backpack, or in this example, I'm using a barbell. Our tempo is going to be 4 seconds of a descent like we talked about earlier, 4 seconds of a hold, and 4 seconds of a rise. Continuous, no bounce or pause at the top, only at parallel for the pause. Our volume is 8 reps per set, 3 sets, resting 2 minutes between. Frequency, 3 sessions per week for about 8 weeks. A sturdy chair behind you acts as a depth cue. The second your glutes brush the seat, start the hold. Then drive back up, but don't use the seat as an actual seat. If 8 reps feel like air, add weight. If you can't finish the set, lighten the load until form is perfect. Here's why the mid-rep pause matters. Isometric holds lock muscles at their weakest leverage, forcing dormant fibers to join the effort and strengthening the connective tissue that transmits force. They also heighten mind-muscle connection, sharpening movement mechanics for regular squats or jumps later on. Coupled with the proven 4-second eccentric and concentric, you now have a triple stimulus rep that's hard to beat for at-home leg work. Now, just to be on the safe side, I want to make sure that you're getting medical clearance if your knees, hips, or back are giving you any type of trouble. I can personally speak from pain in the first and last. And if you get any sharp pain, skip it. Trust me, it's not worth it, again, from personal experience. Otherwise, run this 12-second protocol for 8 weeks and log your progress. Drop a comment after your first session, tell us how the hold felt, probably like hell, but that means you did it right. Then return in 2 months with your before and after numbers. Even if you achieve only half the original study's gains, your legs and stairs will notice. Everyone says do more plyos to jump higher. Cool. But what if I told you holding still for 6 seconds can make you jump higher in the next 6 minutes? Today, I'm giving you 3 isometric holds that add pop to your vertical, plus one mistake that secretly makes you slower. Stick around because at the end, I'll drop a 7-day plug and play plan you can screenshot. We're using overcoming isometrics, pushing against something that won't move at the exact joint angles you use to launch. Do these right, and you'll light up high threshold motor units, increase tendon stiffness, and spike your rate of force. Miss the angles, and you'll just be sweating at a wall. I'll show the angles, durations, and how to pair them with a tiny bit of plyo for instant carryover. Jumping is a how fast can you get strong problem. Overcoming isometrics teach your nervous system to hit the gas now, building fatigue. Short, brutal pushes equal faster recruitment equal better takeoff. Bonus, stiffer tendons return more elastic energy in the stretch shortening cycle. Translation, same body, more bounce. Do you not have any gear? It's no problem. Door frame and a strap, that's all you need. Want to get nerdy? You can add an isometric belt or strap plus a digital luggage scale or dynamometer so you can see force numbers climb week to week. Set a strap under your feet and around your shoulders, or press a bar into immovable pins. Drop to your jump preload, having your knee be around 100 to 120 degrees, chest tall, ribs down. Push like you're trying to break the strap for 3 to 6 seconds. 3 to 4 sets, rest 60 to 90 seconds. If your knees complain when you're deep, then shift to a higher positioning, 120 to 130 degrees for now. For hold number 2, which is our split squat isometric, which is our first unilateral exercise, you want your front knee at about 90 to 100 degrees, back heel up. Strap under the front foot, over your shoulders, or drive the front thigh into a bench that won't move. You want a maximum push of 3 to 6 seconds per leg for 3 sets. If your single leg jump is your weak side, then add 1 extra set on that leg. For our third hold, which is our ankle rocker isometric, you want the ball of the foot on the ground, knee slightly over your toes, hands on the wall. Drive the ground away like a sprint start without letting the heel pop up wildly. This is important. 3 to 4 sets of 6 seconds. If your calves cramp, then shorten it to 3 to 4 seconds, but increase the set so you still get that volume you need. Now let's get some contrast in. Right after each isometric set, I want you to do 2 to 3 easy reps of something snappy. For example, from your half squat isometric, which is our first exercise, to 2 fingertip verticals, hands touching a wall target. From our split squat isometric, which is our second exercise, I want you to go to 2 split squat jumps with soft landings. And for our last ankle isometric, I want you to go to 3 pogo hops. This is your neural, now use it. Make sure to keep it crisp, not gassed. For our programming, we want 2 to 3 days a week, non-consecutive. Pick all 3 holds or just the first 2 if time crunch. Total session, 12 to 15 minutes, baby. Don't you love isometrics? If you're in season, then run this 1 day a week, plus a light game day primer. 1 3-second push per hold, 1 crisp jump. You don't want to overtrain. If you're coming off knee irritation, then stay at higher angles, which is less knee bend for about 2 weeks. Now, here's a common mistake. Long burn holds. We're not doing wall sit AMRAPs. Keep pushes maximal and short so you get speed, not sludge. We're doing overcoming isometrics, not yielding isometrics here. There's a difference. Now, do you want the 7-day plan? Screenshot this real quick. Monday through Thursday, half squat isometric, 4 sets of 3 to 6 second all-in contractions, plus 2 fingertip jumps after each set will do you good. Then you go to your split squat, 3 sets of 3 to 6 seconds per leg, plus your 2 split jumps. And then lastly, your ankle isometric, 3 sets of 6 seconds plus 3 pogos. For Tuesday to Friday, this is optional, you don't have to do this, light technique jumps only, 4 to 6 singles at about 70 to 80%. These are 6 isometric exercises to keep your legs strong and powerful even after 50. Research shows that half of assisted living residents can't stand from a standard chair without using their hands. But the leg strength that preserves independence isn't built with painful squats. It's built with these 6 static holds. Fitness culture focuses on the young, making folks over 50 think they need intense gym sessions. Not true. You're left choosing between protecting your body and actually strengthening it. If you want stronger legs, practicing stillness delivers huge benefits. These 6 isometric drills can be your starting point no matter your age or fitness level. But before we begin, remember this. It isn't just about stronger legs. It's about your dignity, your freedom, and living life on your own terms. Every exercise here maps directly to something you do in daily life. That's why they work. Traditional wall sits often push the knees too deep and leave you aching. This version builds exactly what you need for getting out of chairs, climbing stairs, and staying balanced. Holding one position temporarily slows blood flow in the working muscles, and when you relax, fresh blood rushes in with nutrients that support strength gains. No equipment needed. For your setup, stand with your back fully against a smooth wall, feet about 1.5 feet forward, and slide down only to a half bend at the knees. Keep your back flush to the wall and brace your abs like someone's about to poke you. Knees track the same direction as your toes. Arms can hang or cross, your choice, and you'll want to breathe in through the nose for 4, hold for 2, out through the mouth for 6. Don't go too low, and don't let the knees cave inward. Start at 20 seconds, build to 45, then 90 seconds with perfect form. This is your insurance policy against falls. Many older adults can't stand with feet together for 10 seconds, and tandem stance is even harder because balance degrades if you don't train it. The good news, balance is trainable at any age. Stand near a wall for safety, but use it only if needed. Lift 1 foot an inch or 2, keep a tiny bend in the standing knee so your body can make micro corrections. Brace your core as if someone might nudge you. Those little wobbles you feel? That's your nervous system recruiting deep stabilizers that protect you on uneven ground or when reaching overhead. Fix your gaze on a point at eye level. Don't look down. Balance is often worse in the morning and improves as the day goes on, so don't stress early struggles. Start with 15 seconds per leg, then progress to 30 seconds without support. When that's easy, try closing your eyes for the last 5 seconds, only after you're solid with eyes open. Sitting switches off the glutes, and then the low back pays the price. Strong glutes power standing up and walking, stabilize the spine, and even help knees track better. Lie on your back, knees bent, feet hip width, lightly draw your belly button toward your spine to set the core. Drive through the heels and lift hips until your body forms a straight line from knees to shoulders, no higher. At the top, squeeze the glutes hard, think walnut crack, while breathing in for 4, out for 6. If you feel this in your lower back, you're lifting too high or not squeezing. Keep the knees aligned with the toes, hold for 30 seconds, progress to 60 seconds. Only then consider the single leg version. Real life isn't straight ahead. It's side steps, pivots, and reaching. This hold builds strength where most programs leave gaps. Stand with feet roughly twice shoulder width. Shift your weight to one side by bending that knee while the other leg stays straight. Depth is comfortable but controlled. The bent knee tracks over toes. The straight leg, it's a nice inner thigh stretch. Chest up, abs on, don't fold forward. Holding here lights up stabilizers and helps even out side to side imbalances. Aim for 30 seconds first per side, working toward 45 with pristine alignment. Strong calves aid balance and help pump blood back toward the heart. Extra important as we age. Rise onto the balls of your feet and hold. Keep breathing. Many people accidentally hold their breath here, which can jack up blood pressure. If you can't stay as high on your toes, rest and reset. Quality beats duration. Start at 30 seconds, and I want you to build to 60. When a minute feels solid, try single leg holds, or for advanced trainees, place a forefoot on a step to increase the range. This ties the whole system together. It teaches your trunk to stay steady while limbs move. Exactly what you need for safe twisting, reaching, and walking on uneven terrain. Lie on your back, arms up, hips and knees at 90 degrees, shins parallel to the floor. Pressure low back firmly into the ground to remove any arch. This is the key. Reach the right arm overhead while left leg extends low and long, both moving together, stopping just above the floor. Hold without losing the back to floor contact. If your back wants to arch, shorten the lever. Breathe normally and hold this for 15 to 20 seconds. Return, switch sides, and do 3 holds each. If this is too tough, keep the extending leg bent or move just the arm until you own the pattern. Do these 3 days per week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday works pretty well, so you recover between sessions. You can run all 6 back to back for a 10-minute routine or sprinkle them through your day. Isometrics are pretty flexible. Wall sits and heel raises while the coffee brews, bridge holds in the bedroom, single leg stands while you're brushing your teeth. Start with 3 moves, wall sit, bridge, and heel raise to build confidence, then add the others. Track your times and form. When you can hit the target durations with clean technique, you've built functional strength that serves you for decades. Consistency beats intensity, guys. Some days you're gonna feel strong, other days you're not. That is totally normal. Adjust hold times, but don't skip. Even 10 to 15 second holds maintain the habit. These 6 positions aren't just exercises, they're insurance for your independence. Which one challenges you the most? Team wall sit or team single leg stand? Drop a comment with your pick and subscribe so you don't miss what's next.